Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you today. Tomorrow's fight between Cristobol Lorente and Francesco Grandelli, which will be on ESPN Plus in the States, the Zone, if you're over in Europe. But it's going to be a good fight. Good interesting scrap. We're going to get into all that. Before we do, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Please smash the like button. Follow all the good stuff. Follow me on all forms of social media, 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing Blog. Guys, join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Get the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known universe. That's patreon.com. $5 a month gets the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the universe. It gets the lock of the week. One lock is out already. We're going to send you a second lock for the weekend. We'll send you one for the week, a second for the weekend. And we're going to get you two locks this week. We hit on both locks last week. So join the Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's going to make you a ton of money. After you do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. Carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's the nutrition of a steak and the convenience of a bar. Carnivalbar.com. All right, and then after you do that, head on over to Texas Boxing Scene and like our other channel, subscribe to our other channel. That's Texas Boxing Scene. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save the 10%. I'm losing it. There's no saving 10% at Texas Boxing Scene. All proceeds from that time go autism research and recovery. I'm getting my promos mixed up. All right, y'all. Cristobol Lorente, and Francesco Grandelli. That was silly. Let's get into today's fight. Cristobol Lorente out of Spain is one of those guys where he doesn't look like much, but he's a lot better than he looks. 5'9.5", so he's got good height for a featherweight. He's tall. He uses his feet at angles. He's got a good jab, mostly a counterpuncher. Good feet, really good feet. What you're going to notice about him is he got excellent footwork. He works the angle. He keeps moving, keeps circling. He moves you around. He can tie you up on the inside, which I think is going to be vital in this fight because he can win this fight on the outside. Good timing on his counters, pretty decent movement. Halfway slippery, decent speed. He's hard to hit. He's not easy to trap. He's not easy to time, and you can't really get him to show up. Sharp one too. He really got decent skills, even though he's a little unconventional, a little awkward looking. Doesn't really sit down on his shots. He's not a power hitter. He's not going to score sensational knockouts, but he uses his range, he uses his height, he uses his length. He likes to be on the outside, and he can control and dictate the fight from out there. Good athlete, good eye-foot coordination. I'm telling you, the feet here are really, really good. Decent volume, pretty good volume, puts pretty good combinations together. He flurries a lot. He maintains distance really, really well, and he can control the range. He's got a wide base, but he still moves pretty well for having that wide base. He can make you miss. He's got a good pumping jab. He pumps it out there, stays on you, and he's got a good gas tank. And I think this is going to be vital in this fight. He's a back foot mover who throws in good volume, who's awkward, long, rangy, and tall fighter who throws in combinations with great feet. That's kind of the tell-all scouting report on him. And he's accurate with that straight right hand. The straight right hand is a money shot for him. He is coming up a win over Moro Forte, the Italian fighter who's stopped Francesco Grandelli. Close decision. I thought he went a little wider. That was really his first fight of note. He also has a win over Andani Gago. So he's been around the Italian scene for a while. He's beaten some decent fighters. Moro Forte being the best. This is a huge win. This is a huge fight for Cristobol Lorente. So we'll see how that goes. He's taking on Francesco Grandelli. Grandelli is now 30 years old, so he's not old, but he's not young. 18-3-2. He's coming off a loss to Nathaniel Collins. Wide loss to Nathaniel Collins, who's a good prospect. Before that, he had stopped Stefan Voda in the second round in Italy. And that was bouncing back from the first round stoppage from Moro Forte, who he also has a draw with. He also notably has a win over Reese Bellotti, too. So Grandelli is a guy who's been around. He's gotten some decent wins. He's not a bad fighter. I would say he's 18-3-2, 4 knockouts. Obviously, despite the knockout over Stefan Voda, this is not a hitter. He's also a mover. I would say he's a back foot guy, and he's an underachiever. Like he's pretty athletic. He can do some things. He just has never put it all together. He's nice jab. He can punch with you well, but he doesn't jab enough. He's not working behind his jab despite having this little click, this quick, slippery jab. Pretty basic with decent athleticism, no pop, but he is willing to move forward. Quick feet and isn't a volume puncher. He shells up, he stays behind a high guard and wants to move behind a high guard. He just doesn't let his hands go enough, and he'll get behind on the scorecards and then try to open up. But he'll try to get on the inside, which he can do, but he doesn't work behind the jab, so he can get countered, he can get tagged. His head is on a line. He's easy to hit. He just hasn't really developed a fight game at all. He got no pop, like I said, and he shells up. He's predominantly a counter puncher. He's going to try to either counter you when you jab him, or he's going to try to get on the inside behind one of your shots. He's not, and a guy that throws in good volume like Lorente is going to keep him at bay. Lorente is going to have the height, the reach, the speed advantage. And I don't think Grandelli is slow. He's pretty fast. He's a pretty decent athlete. He just hasn't put it all together. He gives rounds away with the lack of volume. He has some skills on the inside. He can come forward. He can get on the inside with his athleticism, but he's getting hit. Like he's not slipping. He's just kind of jumping in. He's got to come forward in this fight, but he doesn't jab enough. So he's gonna eat a lot of jabs and give rounds away. He got to make the fight on the inside. He needs to be the aggressor. He needs to be the front foot guy, and he can do it, but that's not really his comfort zone. So now he's fighting out of his comfort zone against a guy who I think is better and more athletic than him. So it's not really a winning situation for Francesco Grandelli. That being said, let's take a look at the book. Grandelli was -2. Lorente was -230, I believe. Let's find the book. There it is. Yep, -230. Do we have props? If you can get a prop on this fight to go the distance, absolutely take this fight to go the distance. That is a steal of a bet. But I like Cristobol Lorente -230. I like this a lot. One times bet. It's going to make you 43, 47. I think Grandelli at +180. I think this is too close. I think Lorente wins this fight. I know Grandelli is a name. He's got some decent wins at the European level, but Lorente is, I think, a tier above, and I don't think this goes particularly well for Grandelli, although I'm sure it's competitive and I'm sure it goes a distance. I definitely like Lorente to win this fight. I think he was a wide decision. He probably wins 8-9 rounds in this fight, takes a clear-cut decision. Cristobol Lorente, -230, $100 bet. It's going to make you 43, 47. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3D Boxing blog on all forms of social media. The boxing bookie comes at you for every single major fight. It is December 12th, 2024. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.